Hi, welcome back. In this video, we're going to be looking at variations and upscale, as well as regions. So let's dive in and get started. First, we're just going to come up with a prompt, something generic. So I want to create a backyard filled with children playing. So let's see what Midjourney comes up with. Okay, we're back and the images have been rendered. So we asked Midjourney to create a backyard filled with children playing, and that's exactly what they did. So I'm just checking out the images here to find out which one I like and which one we're going to be doing variations on. So let's go with number 4 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the fourth one. And I just want to upscale it. And we're going to show you what that looks like. So this image is now 1. It took it out of its tiled grid. And we can see a close-up of this. It's not the best picture because I'm not sure what's going on right here. But we're going to use this one as an example. So once you hit upscale, you're going to get a couple of options as shown down here. And we're going to play with this a little bit. So zoom out is exactly what it says. So we're just going to look at a zoom out 2 times. And while that is being produced, I also want to talk about these arrows down here. So these arrows are for panning. So if you want to see more of, maybe this is actually my left side, we will click this, more of the right side of the image, more of the image above, and more of the image below. So this is where we will use just to enhance the imagery here. And wow, okay, so it is zooming out by 2. Let's see, we're almost there. Okay, so remember, this is our original image, and let's see what they have created here. Okay, so they have zoomed out. The image has changed just a little bit. This one seems more similar to our original because I'm looking at this wall right here. So I'm going back here, and looks like, I'm not sure what this is, the table, but it looks like they created, more space for the kids to play. All right, so that's zooming out 2 times. And the same thing will go for 1.5, of course, and then you have the custom zoom. So I'm going to go back to our image that we upscaled, and we're going to look at variations. If you remember, we had our variations and our settings set to double, which means there won't be that many changes in our image once we hit the variations. But I want to go ahead and vary it strong, and the prompt comes up, our original prompt shows up. And this is a place where we can now maybe add more descriptive words, or we can leave it as is or take out. For this example, I'm going to leave it as is, hit submit, and see what type of variations they come up with. And we're going to wait for that before I move on to the next thing. Oh no, Midjourney is moving a little slow for me today. So I'm going to pause the video and come back once it's rendered. Okay, it's been fully rendered. And if you remember, this is our original image. I'm going to just let you guys take a look at the original image. And then this is the variations that was created. I'm sorry. Let me just double check. This is zoomed out. This is the variations. What to say? That looks similar. Okay. So they took that one image and then just created variations from it. And this is strong, which means it will differ from our original view that we had rendered. And we can tell by the house in the background. It no longer looks the same. And I'm just going to go back up one more time just to give you the idea. So we have this 2-story house. It looks like, I'm not sure if this is glass or is that more like a balcony. And we have 2 different rooms here. So when we clicked on the variations, this look a little similar to it, but this is completely different. This one is completely different, and this one is somewhat different as well. So that's variation. But again, we did the strong, and it's listed here, opposed to the subtle, which we have our settings set at. Next, we're going to look at the pan. Like I said, if we want to see more of the scenery, we can pan. And I actually want to go to one of our variations, and I want to create a bigger scene. So I want to use, I think I want to use number 2. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to upscale it. And then I want to pan to the right. So I want to see more of the right. It's going to give you your prompt again. If this is a place where you want to add anything, again, I'm going to keep it very much the same for our examples here. And we're going to render and see what they come up with. I would love to see more of what's going on over here. Okay, we're back and the image is fully rendered. Okay, so we had panned to the right, remember? So now we are able to see more imagery on this side of our screen. And I actually like the look of number 3 and number 4. But this gives you an idea of what you can do, especially if you're creating scenes. The pan is a good, useful tool because you can upscale and pan as many times as you want on your images. So just keep that in mind when you're creating scenes if you need it. And then the next tool we're going to talk about that I think is very important is our vary region. And we're going to hit vary region. It's going to create a bigger picture. So in this prompt, we're going to drag to select the area, of course, that needs to be changed. And let's see. I'm going to highlight this area right here. The default is a square, just to let you know. This is a lasso tool. If you're familiar with maybe Photoshop or any other editing software, this only means that you can create other shapes opposed to going with the square tool. So I'm just going to highlight a couple of these areas. And this is basically telling Midjourney, these are the areas I want affected. And I'm going to add daffodils with maybe white daffodils, daffodils. I don't know if I spelled that correctly, but it doesn't have the red squiggly line. So we're going to go ahead and render this, but we're telling Midjourney that these are the areas in which I want affected. And let's see what they come up with. Okay, so I'm going to pause right here and wait till it's fully rendered and come right back. Okay, I'm back and it is fully rendered. Let's just take a look. I have the prompt adding white daffodils to it. And let's just see what it came up with. I'm actually going to open this in a browser because I want to see this a little bigger. So we're going to come down here. So let's take a look. So it did not capture this area that I did highlight, but it did capture this area. So I can go back and play with that a little bit. But as you can see, this tool is useful when you need to add additional things, but you want to keep the same scene, or you want to change the color of something. So this comes in handy. And let's see. Those are some of the tools I think you're going to need going forward that is very instrumental in making and creating imagery that stands out. Upscale, zooming, panning. And next courses we'll dive deep into prompts and how I use them to create my images and how you can too. We're just going to utilize some keywords and maybe some techniques that we never think about in creating images that stand out.